Hi, everyone. It is Friday. It is September 10th. And so I've been wanting to do my daily message video that I do every morning, all day. But some things family wise happened this morning that I really needed to be at. And then we were celebrating the life of my uncle who unexpectedly passed this week. So that celebration was this morning, and just had to be with family and support, and go through your own process of grief and grieving and endings. So that is why I did not do this video this morning, but it's been on my mind all day that I wanted to be here with you because there's been a lot going on. And if you've been following me, you know that I dropped a blog this morning because after my morning meditation, I got the inspiration to write about distraction. I've been working with several people in the past 6 months or so. And one of the themes that was emerging was the reason, or one of the reasons, that we're all struggling so much in this time is because of all of the ways in which we can not look at what is going on within us because we're looking at everything that's going on around us. And so I thought that was a really, really important message for many people, not only the people that I'm working with, but also the people that are going through their own emotional traumas and dramas, mental traumas and dramas, physical traumas and dramas, etheric or spiritual traumas and dramas. So, really getting quiet and becoming self-aware is one of the hardest things that you can do. But it is the only way in which to ascend. And so I was brought that information this morning, and I sat down, and like I always do, the words just kind of come through me. And so I thought that was really interesting. And not only interesting, but if you look at the 6 bullet points at the end, they're very similar to what I've been talking about pretty routinely, regularly, consistently for the past couple of years. But sometimes we need to have it come at us from a different perspective. Sometimes we have to have it come at us in a new way for us to understand how it resonates with us. So even though it was almost similar to the last blog I did or similar to other blogs I've done, I felt like it was really appropriate, especially with all of the different types of social media that's out there now. I mean, there's so much that I can't even keep up with. And that was one of the things that really came to me as I was writing it, was that as a Gen Xer, I just learned something about Instagram I didn't know about. I mean, there's so much out there and how everything works and how you can use it. And it's a lot. And so for those of us who are really trying to work on ourselves, trying to heal ourselves, trying to ascend in the way that we're here to ascend, get clear of all the traumas and dramas that we want to get clear of so that we can live in alignment in the direction that we want to live in, have the happiness that we want to have the love relationship we want to have the money story that we want to have. We have to get out of our own ways. But if you keep distracting yourself, whether you're just utilizing the technology all the time or you're putting yourself in other people's situations so you don't have to look at your own. I mean, it's a lot and it's constant. And stepping out of it is so important. But when we do, we can feel uncomfortable because now our own feelings are right there. And for those of us who are stuffing them, it doesn't feel good when they want to come up. So that was what I was brought to this morning, and I shared it with you. So thank you. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Melissa. Hello. Hello, Karen. Hello, Dorothy. Hello, Christopher. Hello, Sue. So I am going to do the daily message. So I'm going to shuffle, clear out, and shuffle. So this is going to be a general message for everyone. If you haven't looked at my blogs, please do. There's only a few on the new website. All of the other ones are still on the old website. I'm working on getting them transferred over. But so I'm going to put that in the if you want to look at more of my blog posts, they are on guidance311.wordpress.com. However, the most current ones are on the guidance311.com website. So I've been posting in both places because I do have followers on the WordPress site that I don't know how to transfer over. Actually, I've looked into it. You really can't very easily. So it's okay. It's all good. Hey, Hope. Hello, hello. So that's what I was brought to this morning, talking about distractions and how getting quiet can be uncomfortable. Self-awareness can be uncomfortable. How you've been dealing with things, how you've been perceiving things, what you're holding on to can be difficult. But as the cards are starting to speak, there's a reason. There's a reason that I'm being brought to share all of this with you. It's because things are changing. Things are changing in your own experience. You're ascending. You're receiving information that isn't going to allow you to make the choices and decisions that you've made in the past. So this paradigm shift that you're going through on an individual basis, I mean, we could talk about this as a collective, but this is more about you personally. You who is feeling, seeing, and knowing that you are bigger and part of all of the cosmos, of the energies. And so your traumas and dramas are being brought up because they need to be released. You can't ascend if your energetic body stays very heavy. And the only way to lighten you energetically is to heal and bring your energy more into alignment with love and joy and happiness and empowerment. But if you're still holding on to, I'm not good enough, if you're still holding on to, that isn't for me, that's for everybody else, or lack mentality, I never have what I need, I never have enough of what I need, then you're staying heavy and hard to ascend, to get into connection if you're holding on to those traumas and dramas. And for some of you, you've been holding on to them for so long, it's uncomfortable to look at them. It hurts to go near them. And that's when we get into the distraction of being on our phone all the time, looking at social media all the time. How many hits did I get? How many likes have I gotten? How many comments have there been? Did anybody share my posts? And the list goes on and on and on. You know, who's doing what? What's the new TikTok? What's the new post on Instagram? Who's the new trendsetter? There's so much. But if you stay in that, you are self-sabotaging yourself from having the life experience you're here to have. So if you keep telling yourself, I'm not good enough, then you keep playing small and you keep staying in that job that doesn't feel good. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, then you're not going to leave the relationship that's abusive emotionally, physically, verbally, sexually. We stay in those bad places because that's where we resonate. That's what feels familiar. It doesn't feel good. It feels familiar. It's what we know. And that's what we're being asked to do, is getting out of those toxic situations, those toxic offices, those toxic relationships, those toxic family dynamics. And as you're going through this paradigm shift, you're going to be brought to ways in which to release those toxic, self-sabotaging ways. But if you don't grab hold of the help, if you don't take the necessary steps, you're going to end up in those patterns that don't serve you. You're going to end up revisiting lessons that you've been brought to before. And you have to believe that dreams do come true. You have to believe that there's more for you. You have to believe that you're here to have a positive experience. So for some of you who've been in very abusive situations, it's really hard to feel like you can make a change, that you can make a difference, that you can go in a different direction, that you can ask for help, that you can reach out to your pastor or the teacher or a counselor or a shelter or a hotline or a group, wherever you need to speak your truth that is going to get you into the help that will allow you to know that you can have what you're asking for, that people are out there that want to help you and love you for who you are, not for who they want you to be, or maybe who you've always been in the past. The people pleaser, the quiet one. Yeah, I love it, Karen. You're absolutely right. 9s, because you're almost at the end of a situation. You're almost at the end. It's time to move forward. It's time to release. It's time to really get into the healing. The healing. And for some of you, you're going to need help with that. You're going to need help. You're going to need the confidence and the courage and the strength that maybe you don't have right now. But by reaching out and talking to someone who's been in your situation, talking to a counselor, talking to a teacher, talking to a doctor, talking to a trusted friend, it's time to heal. So that you can get into the positive, yes, I can change. I can change my situation for the better. I can start moving in the direction of the inspiration that I'm receiving. It's time. It's time to let go of these situations that no longer serve me. It's time to get away from the drama, whether it's the drama I'm creating in my own life to distract myself, or the abuser, the person in your life who's creating the drama. The boss, the partner, the friend, the coworker. It's time to walk away. Now we got 2 5s, Karen. Yeah. So people, I would, numerology, 9955, I would take a look at what their message is to support what we are receiving today. Because there will be a message in that number. There will be a message. Either you can do it that way or you can do it 99 and then 55. However you want to do it, but there's a message in that for us. Because it's time to change. 9s are about coming to an end and 5s are about change. It's time. It's time for us to change. It's time for us to heal. It's time for us to go in a different direction. But if we stay in distraction, if we stay in not really looking at things too clearly because it's uncomfortable when we do, we're never going to move ahead. We're never going to be able to shift our story. We're not going to be able to get into alignment, the joy and the happiness and the love and the money that we want if we stay playing small and stay in situations that no longer serve us. All right. I'm going to get some advice to go with this from Kyle Gray's Angel Guide. Got two. I got two. Okay. Yeah. Composure. I want to read this one. Composure. Take time to gather your thoughts and energy because there's a good chance that you're experiencing a buildup of frustration and annoyance at this time. I really wanted to focus in. You are a passionate, loving, and joyful being, but at the same time, you don't want to be taken for granted or underestimated. The warrior within you wants to rise up and fight, or at least prove your skills, talents, and worth. But drawing this card indicates that right now you're not going to be respected or heard in the way that you deserve. It really won't. I don't know why it won't focus. Angel wisdom is guiding you to retreat, reflect, and compose yourself before proceeding further. So take time to ask your angels and guides to help you compose your thoughts and your energy. Know that the divine hand of God is upon this situation and everyone involved, and there's no need to worry about anyone's karma but your own. Just retreat, refuel, and regain your composure. This is crazy. If you guys remember, I think it was 2 days ago, I talked about retreating. I talked about getting that in my meditation. They're validating that we have to retreat. It's the only way that we can get quiet to know and feel and hear the way forward. When you're just distracting yourself and you're on the hamster wheel and you're going and you're going and you're going and being and doing for others and everyone around you and taking care of everything, you can't take care of yourself. That's why this is so important. This card encourages you to step into the energy of equanimity. Equanimity is a Zen-like state in which you refrain from reacting to a situation out of fear and separation. Right now, angels of pure divine light are helping you to feel guarded and guided and encouraging you to recognize that you have an incredible force of love within you. Yeah, it's time. It's time to recognize your divinity, your magnificence, your sovereignty, that you are connected to all that is. And it's time to change your story in a way that brings you into connection to the ways in which that are going to bring you out of lack and bring you out of not receiving what you need: respect, love, money, commitment, choice. Because we're coming into this time of opportunity and change, and it's time to grab a hold of it. What you're being brought to is for you, and it's time to grab a hold. And opportunity and change can feel uncomfortable. But you have to believe it's for you. You have to believe if you're being brought to it, it is for you. And many of you are being brought situations and experiences that are foreign to you because they're new and they're different and they're not where you saw yourself. But if you're being brought to it, it is for you. So that's why it's important for you to understand that dreams do come true. And what you need to heal is the unworthiness that's saying you don't deserve or you're not good enough. So whether you're self-sabotaging by your own ego in fear, keeping you playing small, or the people around you telling you that you're not good enough, either way or both, you've got to step out of that. You got to step out of keep telling yourself that you don't deserve, telling yourself that it's not good enough. You're not good enough. Because what you're bringing to the table is good enough. It's more than good enough. It's more than good enough. But if you don't feel it, you're not going to make the necessary changes. Getting quiet, meditating, stepping out of the distraction every day for 5 to 10 minutes. Whether you go outside and drink your coffee in the backyard, take a walk, sit by a stream, sit in your living room with the TV off, whatever it is. So important for your sovereignty, for your divinity. People want to know, how can I be happy? Where can I find happiness? You find it right inside yourself. You have your happiness right inside of yourself. But if you're so bogged down in fear of the woulda, coulda, shoulda, or the fear of I'm not good enough, or the fear of who am I, those are the traumas and dramas that you have to heal. All right, we're going to do pick a card. So go ahead and think of something you want clarity on or questions answered. I think there's going to be a little bit of something for everyone here. I could use a tissue. Sorry, guys. All right. Take a deep breath. Did you think of something you want clarity on or questions answered? If you're watching on the replay, please hashtag replay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So number 1, whatever you were asking about, yes, it's coming. Yes, you're moving in that direction. Yes. But right now it's about surrendering to the process, because we don't know the how and we don't know the when. But from now and a year from now, things are going to go in that direction. So right now, surrendering to the process is going to be so important. And what does that mean? It means you let go of the how, you let go of the when. You don't know what opportunity is going to show up. You don't know who is going to have your answer. You don't know where you're going to get the money. You don't know how things are going to manifest. Not your job. When? When am I getting it? When am I receiving it? Not your job. What your job is in this time is to get quiet, to stay in gratitude for what you do have. You let that gratitude and the law of attraction draw to you the people, the places, the things, the hows, the whens, the whys. You let that be drawn to you. You don't strive, you don't force. You do what you can do in each day, taking the step that you can take in that day towards whatever your goal is. If you really want that promotion, do your job to the best of your ability every day. If you really want to have a new relationship, work on healing yourself from past relationships and put the intention out there and let it go. Date if you want to, but don't be dating with any kind of agenda that I'm going to find the one. Date because you want to go out and have a nice meal with someone. Date because you want to get to know someone for them, not for an agenda. Do what you can do in each day, being grateful for what's going on in each day. Surrender to the process. And just know that it's coming. And for each of you, it's going to be sometime in that time frame. For some of you, it might happen next week. For some of you, it might happen in 6 months. But by this time next year, for all of you who are asking, number 1, something will be different. Something will have come into your experience. Hey, Joanna. Hello, honey. I'm doing a pick a card, 1, 2, or 3, and I just did number 1. I did a message, so the daily message, so please check out the replay. Number 2. No. This is not your road, as much as you want it to be your road. It just means that a better road is coming. This really makes me feel like the tower in a traditional tarot, where something has to fall apart before something new can be rebuilt. And that's what it feels like. That whatever you're asking is going to come back around, or a reconnection of some sort, or another chance. It's time to move on gracefully. Say, I'm going to let that person or situation go with light and love, and I'm going to move on in my experience down the road, because this isn't for me. And this isn't the not right now card. There's an exclamation point there. This is it's time to move on. It's time to move on to something better. It's time to know that you're moving in the right direction, as long as you don't stay stuck in whatever it is you're asking for. And I know sometimes that can be a really hard one when we really, really want something, or we really feel like we have that connection. Sometimes people or situations come into your life because it is a connection in a higher dimension. But that doesn't mean in this life experience right now, it's what's going to be good for you. So sometimes we have to understand that things that aren't working out for us or can't work out for us, it's because there's a part of it that isn't right. So I would say, pray, ask for the strength and the courage to move on. And know that whatever's coming is better for you. Because remember, your higher self always knows what's coming, and it's always better than what we can even imagine. It's always better than what we can imagine. All right? Sending you lots of love and lots of blessings. I know that's not an easy one. Number 3. Number 3. It's time to get into success. It's time to receive. And I would say open arms. Receive with open arms. If you're someone who's not used to really good things showing up and it scares you a little bit because it's too good to be true, open your arms and say thank you. Because it's time. It's time for you to step into success. It's time for you to step into abundance and prosperity and the more. You've done the work. You've learned the lessons. You're being validated that the road you're on is the right road. Embrace it. Don't block it by not feeling worthy. And if you're having a hard time with that, then be grateful that it showed up and let the gratitude change your perspective on it. But number 3, it's time. It's time for you to receive. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. All right, I keep looking at the Mystical Wisdom deck, so I feel like they're speaking to us also. So let's get a final message for all of us from the Mystical Wisdom. Hello, Hope. Hello, Amy. Oh my gosh, I got this the other day. I love it. The dragonfly. Live life to the fullest. Yeah. This is energy. It just feels like it's time. It's time to really enjoy life. Like whatever's going on in your life. You know, if things are quiet, enjoy the quiet. If things are chaotic, enjoy the chaotic. Because here's the thing, guys. The only thing that we can count on is change. So whatever is going on right now for you, embrace it and live it to the fullest. Because it's, the dragonfly is fleeting. If you ever watch a dragonfly, it's like zipping all over the place. It doesn't stay in one place for very long. And that's why it's important to live life to the fullest so that you can grab onto the moment. It's not gonna, there it is. There it is. Nice and clear. Yeah, it's time. It's whatever's going on in your life experience right now, live it to the fullest. Be grateful for what it is, even if it's bad, because it's going to change. It's going to change. That I can absolutely promise you. Nothing stays the same. And when I was at the bottom of the barrel, I held on to that idea that it can't stay this bad. Something's got to give. I'm going to keep praying and asking, and I'm going to keep meditating to receive the guidance. And I'm going to stay in gratitude, and I'm going to work on some forgiveness, and I'm going to keep doing what I can do from my inside to change my external. Live life to the fullest. Love it. All right. So on my desk for a while now, I've actually had Doreen Virtue's crystal angels, and I keep looking at them like the mystical wisdom. I don't know. I just feel like, you're welcome, Melissa. I just feel like Spirit wants to say a few things to a few different people. I feel like this message is a little bit all over the place, but that's okay, because I feel like whoever's going to be here, whether you're here now or on the replay, something will resonate. So I feel like Spirit is just bringing me to it right now. All right, let's see what we got. Calcite. Busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. Distraction. That validates what we started talking about earlier. So yes, if you're having a hard time with not being able to get out of distracting yourself, I would carry some calcite. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Sometimes multitasking is not a good thing. So it's important to really get clear about why you're multitasking. Are you just distracting yourself from doing some things or thinking about some things or taking care of some things that would be good for you, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. But it's needed. And if it keeps coming up, it's time. If it's something you keep being brought to, it's time to take care of it. It's time to work through it. Let it go. Release it. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, guys. Have a beautiful rest of your Friday night. Sheila and I will be on tomorrow for Coffee with Sheila and Melissa. We're going to talk about challenges and changes. So appropriate. So appropriate. All right. So that's definitely out there in the matrix, the energy field. We're all feeling it. Because we're all going through this paradigm shift. Have a beautiful rest of your night, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.